Space has always been a cold mystery. Scientists and astronomers for decades have been arguing about the launch of Apollo 17, and if NASA went to the moon in the first place. So if we want to find the answer to our hungry nosy mind, we always have to start from the beginning of the story and with the facts. So that's where we're headed. NASA was created largely in response to the Soviet launching of Sputnik in 1957. It was organized around the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, NACA. NASA was founded by D. Dwight Eisenhower July 29, 1958, and will receive $25.4 billion in fiscal year 2023. This is roughly $1.3 billion more than NASA received in 2022. Now it's time to dive deep in the launch of Apollo 17, and talk about the biggest question people ask about the moon landing to this day, is if NASA could go to the moon in 1970, why can't we go back now? During the Apollo missions, lunar dust was the biggest operational concern for the astronauts. Within a few days of exposure to it, their spacesuits suffered from obscured visors, clogged mechanisms, and erosion in the layers of their suits. Another tragic case that made NASA stop going to the moon was the demise that was triggered on April 1970. An oxygen tank exploded 2 days after the launch of the Apollo 13 mission, threatening the lives of the astronauts on board. Missions after Apollo 17 were cancelled. One of the most popular conspiracy arguments is that there are never any stars in Apollo photos. Free from Earth's light pollution and hazy atmosphere, you would expect to see thousands of stars in all the astronauts' images. Unfortunately, this argument rests on the photos being snapped during the lunar night. Another common argument is that the crosshairs that appear in many Apollo images sometimes appear to be behind objects in the photos. If the images were real, this would be impossible, suggesting someone painted them on. But testing here on Earth has shown that the brightly lit objects make the crosshairs appear fainter. When these images are copied or scanned, some of this detail is lost. Perhaps the most convincing argument that the landings were faked has to do with something called the Van Allen belts. These are two giant donut-shaped belts surrounding the Earth. They are made of highly energetic charged particles from the solar wind. Some people believe humans couldn't have passed through these belts without being exposed to lethal doses of radiation. So what do you think? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to hit the like and notification bell.